We are all competing for the same real estate more now than ever in someone's social media feed. And I wanted to share with you my results in having increased my own organic social media reach and telling you one of the main parts or the main things I have done to achieve that, to really help you feel like you can take away from this episode this small strategy that you can do yourself to see some results really quickly. Welcome to Aussie Online Growing on Shopify. This is episode 142, boosting your organic social media reach by listening to your insights. So, do you want to know what content Meta really wants from you? And I can tell you that it's hiding in plain sight. There's a lot that Meta is a mystery about, and maybe a lot you feel like you can't work out what to solve, or I guess I don't know what lever to pull to make it work for you and your business. But one thing for sure is their insights in your content. So in the back of your Meta account where you keep all your content that you have published on social media, their insights are phenomenal, and it will tell you everything you need to know about what content you should be prioritizing for your small business and what content you should be creating next for your small business, and also what content you should be using as a format or a template or a guideline to run as ads for your small business. So in the last 28 days, I have increased my organic social media reach for my small e-commerce brand by 70%. So my reach is up 70% in the last 28 days. And when I look at it over the last 90 days, it's up 60% in the last 90 days on the previous 90 days. And that doesn't happen by accident. And I'm sure you probably understand that listening to it. And you probably understand that because if you struggle to find time to create content for social media, organic content to fill out your content calendar for Meta and for Instagram, then you totally understand where I'm coming from, in the sense that it takes a significant amount of energy and time deliberately set aside to create content and schedule content and then go back and analyze the content. And I'm not here in this episode to try and convince you of the merits of creating content for your small business. I talk about that in lots of episodes. And I also talk a lot about how the creative path is the path to win with Meta in 2025. If you are running ads or you're looking to run ads, if you're having problems with your current ads, it's a really high chance the answer to all those things is creative. You need more creative and you need more diverse creative. You need more images, more carousels, more videos, more GIFs to put out there in the world for Meta to use in their algorithm to learn how to find your customers online. But this episode is about going back and looking through all your existing content and seeing how well it has performed, and let that inform you about what to do next. And that's something I think we can probably all get behind. I feel like I can convince you that the merit in doing that for an hour of your time in the next couple of weeks is well worth it, because of what it's going to teach you about what your customers like to see from you, what your followers like to see from you, and what content performs well for you in your niche, in your industry, your average order value, all the different variables we have, if your product or service, and what your customers want to see and what Meta will push for you in its algorithm. We are all competing for the same real estate more now than ever in someone's social media feed. And I wanted to share with you my results in having increased my own organic social media reach and telling you one of the main parts or the main things I have done to achieve that, to really help you feel like you can take away from this episode this small strategy that you can do yourself to see some results really quickly with increasing your reach. I'm a firm believer, and I believe wholeheartedly, if you take away this one strategy I want to share with you today and go ahead and do this work in the next 7 days, and then watch your own analytics over the following 28 days inside Meta, you'll see an increase in your reach. And I think that will encourage you to dive deeper into this topic. I feel like that will be a good basis, that it will be a good experiment to feel like, okay, the data is actually there. This sort of social media content stuff that people and gurus talk about all the time feels really out there in the ether and out there in outer space. Like, just something people talk about, but does it really matter? Like, what difference does it really make? But I feel like if you go ahead from this episode and do this work and then watch your metrics over the following month and see the increase for yourself, it'll validate it for you as a legit like business measure, business growth measure, like an actual metric applied to the increase in your reach will correlate to an increase in your sales. It will correlate to an increase in the sessions to your website, and mathematically that just extrapolates out to more sales, depending of course on all the factors of your conversion rate and things like that. That makes the difference. But this is a mathematical exercise. Go back into your insights and let's look at what has performed well previously and use that as the basis for moving forward for the next month. What I want you to do, the really only metric for this episode I want you to look at inside your insights, inside your content, inside Meta, is reach. Reach is something that is big now. It's important. It tells us a lot about content. It tells us a lot about what Instagram and Facebook wants to see and what Meta wants to see to push to our customers, to find where our customers are online, which ultimately means they will get to our website and shop from us. Reach never actually used to be a legit metric. I remember even just a few years ago when I first started advertising on Meta, and agencies would talk about reach in their reports to their clients. And it's such a junky metric because increasing reach, it was just a junky metric. It really didn't mean anything. Like, okay, my reach has increased, but are my sales increased? Is my traffic increased? Have I got more revenue? Is my profit increased? Reach can be an easy fallback metric for, say, an agency to report back to you. So if you do have an agency and they report a lot on reach now in 2025, it's an important metric to pay attention to. It means a lot about the health of your account and also how Meta feels your content is performing. And like it or not, that's the game we are in. Like, I don't love social media any more than the next person. I really don't. Do I like to create content for my own e-commerce brand? Not really. I really don't. I set aside time every week to do it, but I don't really enjoy it. But I know that's where my customers live, and that's where my customers will come from, is Meta, especially first-time customers, invariably from Meta. And then repeat customers are through my email. But often first-time customers find me on Facebook and Instagram, and they probably will for your business too. If you've started advertising, if you do advertise, or if you've thought about it, I can promise you your customers are there. But how do you reach them? And the way to reach them now is through the creative, is through the video, the images, the carousels that we create. That's how Meta uses what we give to reach our customers, our potential customers, more now than ever before. Is the content, which is why going back in and look at your insights is really important. So I want you to go and look at the last 28 days, or if you haven't got a lot of content published, go back and look at the last 90 days of your insights and sort by reach. You can literally see all your content when you go back and look under insights. I think it's under insights, and then you click the button that says view all insights. Then you look at content and you'll see the big table of all your posts. Make sure you filter by organic if you advertise, which I do. So I filter by organic. So my organic reach has gone up 70%. Not my advertising budget. Like, my organic reach is up 70% based on what I want to teach you some of today. And then when you see all your content, I want you to click on reach, and that will sort all of that content by reach. You want to see your top performing posts first that have performed the best by reach. So Meta has loved that content. The algorithm loves that content. Your potential customers love the content because Meta is showing it to more and more people. Meta is not going to push a piece of content that is either bad, like as in no good, like a photo that's black, as an example, like dark, you can't see anything. Meta's also not going to push a piece of content that doesn't resonate with who your followers and your potential customers are based on what it knows about your business. It's just not going to. It doesn't make any sense. It's not good for Meta to do that. Meta wants people to stay on their platform like any social media platform does. They want people to stay on the platform. They want to feed people things in their own social media feed that are specifically targeted to their interests at the time, whether they follow that person or not. And we are in the age now of interest media. Gary Vee talks about it. He potentially coined the phrase, but I would believe it, of interest media. So what's interesting is what's going to show in the feed, which is why reach is an important metric. So I want you to go back and look at reach. Sort all your content by reach, and then you're going to spend how long? Think about this part. Look, an hour bare minimum, if you've got the time for. Between 1 hour and 4 hours, I want you to do this work. Remember, it's for a month. This is only for a month. You're going to do this once and for a whole month. You don't need to worry about it again, because I'm confident that the data will feed back to you as to the merits of doing this work, and you'll want to dive deeper into this strategy. So you're going to go back and spend either an hour up to 4 hours doing these things. I want you to see what Meta liked, what performed well, what reached well, and look at the themes. Look at the themes of that content and create similar. When I looked at my own content and I could see the top 6 or 7 posts in the last 28 days by reach, 4 of them were meme type content. 4 of them were posts like connecting to my customer. My customer could see themselves in the content. They were a bit funny, quirky, a bit shareable. So 4 out of the 6 for me were sort of meme content. The other 2 were educational content for me and my e-commerce brand. That's what performed well in the last 28 days for me when I looked by reach. So that gives me an indication of what I should create next. So in your shoes, now you could spend the next 4 hours creating some content similar to that and scheduling it out. That's what I want you to do. You need to create some variations of as well. So if you don't want to start from scratch, if you had an image that performed well as reach for one of yours in the last 28 days or 90 days, maybe the topic of the image was just like new. Maybe it was a new product release, something like that. Can you go ahead and now create a video that's the same message, or create a GIF or a carousel? And if new performed well for you, a similar theme maybe that kind of grabs the attention of your potential customers might be something like customer favorites or bestsellers, like a real headline kind of theme. Perhaps that does well for you for your brand. So go ahead and create some similar, schedule them out for the next month. The other thing I want you to do is reschedule it, post it again. This is my favorite thing to do, because I have found that one of my videos in particular performed the best on the 5th time I published it. I created it a year ago. Over a year ago, actually. I remember doing this video over a year ago, and I've used it 5 times. So like, I'm not telling you to create all this stuff from scratch. That is not me, and I would never tell you to do that. We are not content creators. We're trying to run small businesses here and grow our businesses online. I 100%, I'm on board with you guys with that. I totally get it. I'm on the same page. But go ahead and repurpose it. Or don't repurpose it, flat out use it again and publish again. No one notices and sees that they see it again. No one remembers what they saw from me 3 months ago. So schedule it this month. If you publish that post that's done really well for you a month ago, put it up again. Who cares? If it was like 2 or 3 months ago, you absolutely should be putting that post up again. So like I said, one of my videos I recorded over a year ago, in fact, it might be 2 years ago. It was a long time ago. I've used 5 times now, and the 5th time I published it, it's performed the best out of those 5 times that I have published it. So flat out reuse it again. So I want you to use the posts that have performed the best for you by reach. It doesn't matter what the number is. If best for you by reach is 100, that's the best. If best for you by reach is 10,000, that's the best. It doesn't matter the volume of people it reached. It matters what's performed the best in your account so far in the time period that you're going to look at. That's going to inform what you need to do next. As I promise, you're going to see some change in your account in the next 30 days by doing this, and it will fuel you to then want to do more and understand how important the creative part or the creative piece is for Meta in performing and growing your online business this year. So 2 things you need to do with this time. You've got an hour, or if you've got 4 hours, I want you to go back, find what Meta liked, find by reach what performed well, create variations of it, turn a video into an image, turn an image into a video or into a GIF or a carousel. Change the copy, like just change the caption, keep the graphic or the video the same, change the caption. Create something brand new. Like when I looked at my top performing 6 posts, it absolutely inspired me to go and do the same. So I've got scheduled in my calendar, my diary for myself now for next week, to go and create 2 more pieces of content on the same sort of theme as one of the memes that did well, and just with some new text overlay, like give it a new theme, give it some new a new topic to talk to my potential customers about. So kind of the theme of it obviously really lands with my customers and has performed well because it's helped increase my reach by 70%, which 100% equals more sessions, more people on my website, more sales, more engaged users in Klaviyo, all of the metrics that matter in growing online. So do the same for yourself. And then you might be inspired to go and actually create more content like that, which would be cool. Go ahead and do it. Like if you have the energy, just do it. That's one thing with creating content I have totally found, you may find the same, is you kind of have to do it when you feel the energy hit. If you listen to this episode, you feel inspired and motivated, then find the time and go create something straight away as soon as you possibly can. Because if you don't like to create content very much, which I really don't, that energy, that moment passes quickly, and I've got to make the most of it when it's there. So if you're a bit the same, go ahead and create some new stuff. That's even better. But if not, you've got an hour. Find an hour and go and reschedule those content pieces that did well. Find your top 5, or if you've got like volumes of content and lots, then find your top 10 or 20 and literally pull them and repurpose them, put them up again, publish them again, see them perform again. Give your account more of what it wants to increase your reach in the next 28 days. And if you want to repurpose, so if you kind of feel like I can't recreate, I don't want to make new content, I haven't got the energy to make new content, I don't want to create new videos and images, I just cannot spend half a day doing that, but you feel like you want to do more than just repost content, maybe you feel like I just don't want to repost what I've already got, then repurpose. Go in between and repurpose. Turn a video into an image or an image into a video. Just repurpose what has performed well. This should then become a monthly habit. You should be checking in every month, looking at your top performers, your top insight, and doing the same thing. You'll find then that your account starts to fill up with really high quality content over a period of time. When you start repurposing and reposting high performing content, imagine after 6 months how robust and filled out and what variety of content your accounts could have, which is our brand. It's us online. This is who we are. Like, this is our business online. This is who customers get to see. It's our front facing shop. Like, it's your shop front. That's the word I'm looking for. It's your shop front. If you don't have a shop front, this is your shop front. People expect to see something fresh and new on a social media account when they look at a new business for the first time. If they find you from an ad and go to your organic social media and there's not a lot there, it's a bit of a pause. And one thing we don't want to do is barriers to people shopping. You want to make that really seamless. You want to keep someone saying yes. A user finds you on Instagram and then they go check out your Instagram account. If there is nothing there that's been published for a month, will they shop? Of course they might still shop, but you are putting a barrier in front of them that makes them stop and have to decide, do I want to shop or not? Is this a legit brand or not? And even if you haven't posted, even worse, in a year, I'm 100% could tell you that that will be hurting your conversion rate. But if someone finds you on an ad and heads to your Instagram account and you published yesterday or 2 days ago or this morning, they are on the road to saying yes. You are affirming for them the decision to continue on the path to purchase from you. You want them to keep saying yes. Yes, the ad relates to them. Yes, I want to head to that product, check it out. Yes, I want to add it to cart. Oh, I get free shipping. Yes, I want free shipping. Hang on. What if they're ripping me off? Let me just go check what their Facebook page has. Are they even a legit business? Oh, they posted something last night and this morning. Yes, I will definitely head and purchase and buy something from them. You want to continue to affirm to them that they are making the right decision to shop with you. This is our shop front. Our social media accounts are our window and our shop front to the world of potential shoppers who are walking by our store. So Meta rewards content and style and patterns that perform. It's not random. So the effort you put in will be valuable. It will pay off because you're looking at what Meta is already telling you about your content and you're going to lean into that. So you won't be throwing spaghetti against the wall at all. You won't be spending next Wednesday evening when you get home from work, sit down and think, oh, I know I need to put some content out there. I need to record some content. What shall I do? What shall I do? I don't really know. There's so many things. Let me just scroll TikTok and look for some ideas. No, Don't do that. Go straight to your insights and have a look at what performed well for you previously. And if you've got the time, create some new content like that. If you've got less time, no. Yeah, if you've got less time, repurpose some of those existing pieces of creative into different formats and different captions. If you've got no time, then simply go ahead and do the same images, the same videos, and the same captions and schedule them out. That's worthwhile time for your business. When you talk about time or tasks that are like important versus critical, what's the word? What's that analogy? Important versus, oh my goodness, urgent. That's it. Important versus urgent. This is important work. It's not urgent. We all know it's not urgent, because if you haven't published anything on your Facebook or Instagram account in a month, you know full well it's not urgent, but it's important work. It's not urgent work, but it is important work. So by leaning into what's working, you align the algorithm to help find your customers for you, and Meta will continue to perform better the more times you give it creative that performs well for your audience and for your small business. And especially if you're doing paid ads, this is going to inform absolutely for you the type of ads that land well with your potential customers, but also what creative you could run as ads. Like, what organic social media posts have you already got that you could run as ads based off of what the insights is telling you. So your insights are your blueprint. That's what I want to leave you with today. Your insights are your blueprint. Go back and check them. Make a time to do it sooner rather than later, and see what it tells you about your content and your potential customers and what you should be doing next with your organic social media. This work is not throwing spaghetti against the wall. It's even not, I'm not telling you either to stop and sit down and create some content, because that can feel like a black hole. Like, what on earth do I create, Rachel? And I've got episodes all about that, but you probably don't need more episodes about that. You probably don't need more episodes about what to create. If you do, go back and listen to a couple of episodes ago. I give you stacks of ideas. But what you probably need to do is just sit down and spend some time looking at what your account's already telling you about what content performs well for you, and then go ahead and do similar. Like, start there. That is the smartest thing to do. It's not even the easiest thing to do. Like, this is the smartest thing to do for your small business, is to start with what has already performed well. Go from there, and then in a month's time, look back at your reach, look back at your insights and see how much it's grown. And then reach out to me. You'll probably be encouraged then to move on to the next step and actually do more of this sort of work when you sort of see how well it performs for you. And if you start to see the connection with your organic social media and your sessions to your website, your conversion rate, how many customers find you for the first time, how many options you have for ads and how well they can perform and what ROAS you can get, this will all start to make sense and form a bigger picture for you of how you can grow your business online. I'm confident of that. Please reach out to me then and book a discovery call. Let's chat about the next steps with running some ads for your small business on Shopify. I'll see you next time. As always, keep learning.